In this video, I'm going to discuss and demonstrate private brands, which may serve as a shortcut for finding products from a supplier. This is part of the product research process for Amazon arbitrage sellers, which is a series of videos that I put together on this channel, so do see the description of this video to find links to the other videos in the series. Now, number one, what are private brands? These are brands that are owned by a particular store, which in this case we are calling suppliers as arbitrage sellers, referring to stores as suppliers. The products of these brands are generally sold only at that supplier. Major suppliers generally have many private brands, and I'm going to look at some actual suppliers in this video, so just stick around for this short presentation. Number two, why private brands are important in arbitrage. Private brands serve as a shortcut to finding products from particular suppliers. All sellers of these brands are getting the products from the same supplier. So this is really important and a huge benefit of private brands, because what this does is it levels the playing field, meaning that the competition is generally getting these products for the same price. So other sellers are getting these same products from the same supplier. Number three, potential disadvantages of private brands. Now, certain private brands have become so famously sold by sellers that the competition is very high and the returns are very low. Perfect example is going to be mainstays from Walmart. And so some of these brands are so well known that they're very easy to locate at the supplier. Now, yes, so this does mean that customers may realize they can buy the product cheaper at the supplier, and this is a question that a lot of people do ask about arbitrage in getting products from these suppliers, especially the well-known suppliers. This is a potential issue. However, it may not be as big an issue as you actually think, being that Amazon is such a popular marketplace that many people are very loyal to, and they just buy their products there. Not many customers, or not all customers I should say, are doing that kind of research on the products. Many customers are just adding that product to their cart and buying it, especially if you're selling the products via Amazon FBA. They have a Prime membership and they're just buying the products because they're Prime. They may not even know that that private brand is of a well-known supplier that they possibly don't even use in the first place. Now, number four, how do we actually find private brands? There are two options. I'm going to look at it right now. Number one is doing a Google search on the supplier's website, followed by the words private brands. Option two is to go to that actual supplier site directly and find the brands on that site. And I'm going to show you examples of both situations in this video. Now, what I'm going to do now is jump right in and start off with perhaps the most popular supplier for arbitrage onto Amazon, or maybe even on any site, which is Walmart.com. Just start off with Walmart. If you wanted to find out what private brands are sold at Walmart, you could search Walmart, and I generally prefer to put the whole domain, .com. Let's fix this up. Private brands doesn't really have to be in quotes, and see what you get. Now, you don't really get, you get health and wellness private brands here. So that is one possibility. And then you have shop all private brands here. Let me open this in a new tab and see what this gives me. Now this is bringing to a page to actually shop their private brands, and we do see one of the private brands is Great Value, which is actually the brand I wanted to look at. But I really want you to see that if you go to Wikipedia, in this case, they have a whole article on Walmart brands, and you'll be able to see more different private brands that are from Walmart. So Walmart is an example of a supplier that apparently doesn't really seem to have a full brands page as far as I can tell. Now I'm going to take a look at this brand, however, the Great Value brand, and what you would do is you'd say, okay, fine, Great Value is a private brand of Walmart based on what I found on Google, but now I need to research this brand, so I'm going to paste or type in on the Seller Central catalog ad products the name of this brand. First thing I want to pay attention to are the number of results, or the number of product results. Some of these might not be Great Value, that is possible, but we do see that the first products that appear in front of us are of the Great Value brand, because we see that Great Value at the beginning of those titles. Now the other thing we need to check is that we have approval to sell the brand, and I do see that I have approval to sell the brand. This is a grocery item, so I can only sell it in new condition. These are paper plates. I also have approval to sell those. Do understand the difference between category approval and brand approval. So some of you watching this video, you might not have approval to sell grocery. I have approval to sell grocery. You might not. And so when you go to Great Value, it's going to tell you that you don't have approval to sell this. But it's not because of the brand, it's because it's grocery. Where if you go to perhaps paper plates, maybe you do have approval on paper plates. In fact, they even allow you to sell paper plates used condition, right? So perhaps you don't have approval for grocery, but you have approval for the the snack bags, for instance, right? Actually, it says new only as well. Okay, so now what I will do is just open one of these products and kind of look at some other factors. Now I do have a sheet, and that kind of will help to guide through these factors. It's a very basic template. Number one, you're going to put the name of the brand Great Value on the sheet. Okay, this is my brands research sheet. And then the categories, one thing we want to look at. Now this kind of crosses categories. They do have grocery, but they seem to also have like general kind of home things there as well. And we've only looked at the first page on Amazon. I do have approval for the brand itself. IP risk I mostly will determine based on Chrome extensions. Based on my IP Alert Chrome extension, I do not see any IP risk here. There is another Chrome extension I use as well, which is turned off at the moment to help indicate IP risk. So I'm going to say I don't see IP risk on this brand. Is the brand a seller? Now one thing that's good to know, when you're dealing with a private label brand of a major supplier like a Walmart, like a Home Depot, like a Target, okay, or even these others, right? Basically, you're not going to find them on Amazon selling the product on Amazon itself, right? So you're not going to see Mainstays is a seller on the product, right? That wouldn't make sense because Mainstays is sold by Walmart, not by Mainstay, right? Not by Mainstays itself, okay? Mainstays is a brand sold by Walmart. Great Value is a brand sold by Walmart. So if anyone's going to be selling it, it's either other sellers like yourself, or it would have to be Walmart itself, but we know Walmart does not sell on Amazon. Okay, so the brand is definitely not the seller, right? Is it sold by Amazon? Also, you're generally going to find when you're dealing with a private brand like this from a major supplier, it's not going to be sold by Amazon, right? This brand, because the way it's going to happen is Amazon has to go to those brand owners and I suppose make some kind of deal to sell their products, correct? So they're not likely going to go to Walmart and do that, right? Since Walmart's the competitor, these major suppliers are their competitors, right? So the brand, which is a private brand of Walmart, is not sold by Amazon. Okay. Now for the Amazon store page. Right. So now, does the brand have a store page on Amazon? So basically, if you click on the brand link, no. You're not going to find a store page, pretty much for the same reason that I just discussed before, which is that this is not really any kind of official presence of this brand. So you may wonder, by the way, how these products get here. If they're a private brand of Walmart, how do they end up selling on Amazon? And what happens is that the people, regular people, just regular sellers, have been adding these listings from these private brands to Amazon over time. So over time, many products of this brand have been added to Amazon by normal sellers. I have personally added products of private brands from Target, for instance, and I have literally created products on Amazon, created product listings from scratch using private brands from Target, okay, using those products, right? So there's no special privilege needed to do that, okay? So that's where all these products come from. So there's no official store page. I'll just say no for the store page. They're just a bunch of products that were added by individuals over time, right? Now the supplier is Walmart.com. We know that it's a private brand here of Walmart, so the supplier is going to be Walmart, and I'll just put that down. One thing you can do also, which is another optional thing we can add, is whether or not the brand is a private brand. So you could even say here private brand. Okay, just insert in a column, and I'll say yes, right? So that's another thing, another option that you have, right? And I'm going to use Format Painter and just make this a normal text. Okay. All right, so that is the process, right? I researched that brand. So this is a brand now that I can consider selling that comes from Walmart. Now in this video, I'm just looking at the brands part. I'm not going into the actual product research on the brands. So let's look at another supplier, Home Depot. Now sure, I could do the Google process with Home Depot as well. I mean, sure, okay. However, I happen to know that right on Home Depot's very site, they have some of their the option to shop their brands. If you go to all departments and you click on that, you'll find an area where it says shop our brands. Shop our brands. Right, so these are private brands of Home Depot, and you can actually, I believe each one is a link, and you can actually open one of these by right click, open link in a new tab. For instance, Everbuilt, and you'll see nothing but Everbuilt products. This will give you an idea of what kind of products the brand sells. Now, however, if I'm selling on Amazon, it doesn't really make sense for me to spend much time here without knowing if the products are on here, right? Not every private brand has products on Amazon. That's an important thing to understand. You need to check the brand on Amazon to see if there are products, right? And I do see some Everbuilt products showing up. I believe there are a lot of products. I should have approval. And this is actually another advantage of a lot of these private brands, at least when they're from major suppliers, is that you will generally have approval to sell the brand, because remember how these products got here from just regular people adding product listings. And so no special approval here, right? They're not really being controlled by the brand owner. The brand owner is not on Amazon or caring about what's going on with these on Amazon. So generally, I just have approval to sell the brand, right? It's just kind of open. So that's Everbuilt. And what I'll do is open one of these products. Okay. And I would want, again, to add this to my product research, brand research process. And, you know, kind of make note of the category. This is tools and home improvement. If you want to go with the actual Amazon category, that's a good idea. Actually, to put the Amazon category here, tools and home improvement. And I do have approval. I don't see any IP risk on it. The brand is not going to be the seller. Shouldn't be sold by Amazon. I'm not saying that this is a rule of thumb, meaning that it's always 100% true. There might be, I mean, I'm not really like 100% sure that it is totally not sold by Amazon, but I do believe from experience that if I go around a lot of these product listings, that from what I've seen of these private brands from major suppliers, that they're just not sold by Amazon, right? If I go to see all buying options, I'll see who the sellers are of these products, right? And I see that it's not Amazon. It's just regular people doing arbitrage, whether they're drop shipping or retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, whatever they're doing, it's arbitrage, okay? So I would want to go ahead and record my notes on this. I don't expect to see an Amazon store page, just to confirm it. When I click on the brand, you just see results, product results, and that's it. Okay, so there is no store page. This is, yes, a private brand of HomeDepot.com. So I have HomeDepot.com here, and I have my private brand Everbuilt. All right? These are very good records to keep. Just imagine you keep doing this, you know, and not just famous suppliers, all right? It could be less famous suppliers as well, but just as an example, all right, using these popular suppliers. Now, the only other thing I could do at this point would really be to look at more suppliers, or to just look at more brands of these same suppliers, right? For the sake of the video, I prefer to put some variety of suppliers, so I'm going to go to Target now. But you can, of course, spend more time on one supplier investigating their brands. But I am going to go over to Target. And I do happen to know that Target also has a page, brands. But I don't know exactly how to navigate to it. So what I'm going to do is use Google, Target.com, private brands. And this first link actually brings me to their private brands. So again, these are brands, it even tells you here, owned brands, okay? See that? Private labels, we call them owned brands to choose from, right? It tells you right here, they have 45. Go at more than 45 private labels. So you can go through these, all right, and I can tell you one that is very present on Amazon is Room Essentials. And so I'm going to go to the Amazon catalog, which I'll bring over here next to Target. And I'm going to paste the Room Essentials in here. And there I have the Room Essentials 18-pack hangers. Household Essentials. Okay, that's not Room Essentials. Household Essentials. Room Essentials. Room Essentials. Okay, not sure what that Household Essentials is. Probably just another brand. I am curious about the brand now. Room Essentials, right? And in fact, I will just open this just to see if it is in fact a different brand. Okay, it says Household Essentials store. And sometimes in the process of searching or researching one thing, you do come across something else. And sorry to get off of what I was doing there, but if I'm curious about this brand, of course I may want to Google that brand name itself and just see where this comes from. Apparently, let's see. Yeah, not really sure. Okay, so I would do further research to see where this brand comes from. I do see that it had its own website apparently. So just something I might want to look at, or you might even want to look at further. But focusing just on the Room Essentials brand at this point, I am going to open a Room Essentials product. Okay, Room Essentials. And I do see brand is coming up safe. And I do have approval to sell, which is what I would generally expect from a private brand of a major supplier. And I also expect there not to be any kind of actual store page. There is not. They're just product results. That is it. And so Room Essentials, I can pretty much go ahead and fill that one in as well. Room Essentials with an S. I didn't really observe the category, which should be home. Should be like a general kind of home category. Let me open back up one of these products. And of course, one product might be in a particular category, but then there are other products in the same brand that might be in other categories, right? So some are in this. The Room Essentials is basically home and kitchen, from what I know. No IP risk here. Brand is not the seller, not sold by Amazon. It's not going to be a store page. It is a private label brand of Target.com, right? So I've got myself 3 brands from 3 different suppliers, and then that is pretty much the research I want to do. And of course, as far as finding products go, which I'm not doing in this video, I might actually search the Room Essentials brand here on Target, or I might search it on Amazon. Reverse search. Now you will find, however, it is very easy to reverse search a private brand to a supplier. Once that brand name is in the title, which it usually is on Amazon, it's going to be very easy to Google search that title and locate this very same product at Target. Okay, it's very, very easy to do with these private label brands. Very easy to source these products, right? Which is part of the reason why competition can get high. However, this I have to say, Target and this brand of Target is not very saturated at all compared to Walmart. So if you look at some of these private brands at Target, you are not going to find the same level of saturation, and you can just see that in the number of sellers here. Right, I only see 1 seller of this Room Essentials brand. Okay. and this is a private brand from Target, and Target is very well known, and we still see a good price difference of $2 here on Target, and we see $16.99 right now. I mean, I don't know about the sales and all that. I have to look at more of the details, look at the rank and all of that, but definitely a price difference, and definitely low competition, giving you the ability to come in, maybe even lower the price, maybe even undercut the other seller and grab some sales, right, with the lower price. So anyway, that is a private brand from Target. And then we have Costco. Costco is one private brand that's well known, is Kirkland Signature. We have Sam's Club, Members Mark. I could go ahead and look those up, or you can look those up, but basically those are some private brands that I happen to know already. And so that is, but basically that was the process, right? That was the process of private brands from suppliers. Why don't I just go ahead and, in fact, I will do a Google search on Costco while we're at it, private brands. Okay, and I know that Kirkland is pretty much their private brand, right? So Costco's private label brand is Kirkland Signature, right? And I'm going to actually copy that and search it on Costco itself, just so you can see the products they kind of look like, right? And also on Amazon to see what is going on with that brand on Amazon. Okay, I've got approval. These are groceries, so say new condition. Okay, so that's Kirkland Signature, right? And pretty much the same idea, Kirkland Signature from Costco. All right, I'm going to pretty much do the same process with that, adding it to my sheet. And then I know Sam's Club, I already know the private brands of Sam's Club, but if you don't know, you could do the same thing, right? samsclub.com, private brands. Some only have one. For Costco, we're just getting that Kirkland Signature. For Sam's Club, we're getting Members Mark. Okay, that's a popular brand as well, which comes from the Sam's Club. So I can look for that Members Mark brand on Amazon as well, and you see products already start to come up and that I have approval, all right? And I can open some of these Members Mark, and I can see what's happening with the Members Mark products also, right? So those are two other private brands, right? So I'll even add them here, Kirkland Signature and Members Mark. I won't fill in everything right now, but I just mainly want to write down where they came from, all right? Costco.com and samsclub.com. All right, and then I can always go back. Keeping in mind, I mean, yes, I have all the stuff here that can be filled out, that you can do the research on, but you don't necessarily have to fill out everything that's here, right? I mean, if you're just kind of, to save time as you're researching, okay, you can observe. Is there IP risk? No? Okay. You know, you can just kind of observe. Generally not sold by Amazon because it's private label, probably not. Brand seller, probably not. Of course, you can still look, right, and see who's selling it. You can also consider the number of sellers for the brand. Okay, let's look at Members Mark. We've got 25 sellers on this product. Now, does that mean every Members Mark product is 25 sellers? No, but something to consider that they've got a product with 25 sellers, right? I'm going to look at another product of theirs randomly, and I see 9 sellers. All right, way less than 25. Still a decent number of sellers, but less than 25, surely. But in general, my impression from looking at just a few Members Mark products is that they do have, wow, 22 sellers, right? Yeah, they've got a lot of sellers. Okay, so you've got a lot of people selling this. This is, when I talked about kind of like the disadvantage of private brands, this is one of them, right? That they can get very, I think I said it here in the presentation, right? That they were so famously sold by sellers. The competition's very high and the returns are low, right? I said this in my presentation, and this is just pretty much showing what I said in action. And you can find this with mainstays from Walmart, for instance, just tons of sales. I've seen worse. This is actually not so bad, 25 sales. I've seen 60 sellers on products from Walmart. All right, 60 sellers. So, I mean, this is one of the things, right? But I've also shown you, and I've seen private brands from Target products with just one seller. So you can investigate the different private brands and you'll see what the competition is, what it looks like. And for some people, that is fine. For some of you, you may not mind taking a really low return. You might be at a point in your business where the low returns are fine. Or you just want the cash flow and you don't care if it's a 5% or 3% return or something. And then there's some of you who are looking to build and you're in the earlier stages and you really need a very high ROI so that you can recoup money faster and reinvest in the business faster. So which is going to work for you is going to depend also on your situation. Maybe that's a topic for another video. But basically, this was the brands research process in a nutshell for private brands, a shortcut for finding products from a supplier. And so, again, this is part of the product research process for Amazon arbitrage sellers, and it is a video series, so see the description of this video to find a link to the other videos so that you can enjoy the other videos and potentially apply some of the stuff that's in these videos into your product research process as an Amazon arbitrage seller, which includes retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, or even retail dropshipping, because all of it is arbitrage in that you're buying a product from a supplier at a lower price and you're selling it then on another marketplace, in this case Amazon, at a higher price. So it's all arbitrage. All right, and so definitely check the links in the description of this video for that and any other tools that might be of use to you. My contact information as well if you want to contact me directly with comments, questions, or suggestions. I enjoy having some of those conversations, so if you want to contact me directly, I have some methods of contact as well. And if you want to leave comments right on this video, that's fine. Do like and subscribe, of course, to the channel. This is Mr. Mark, Excel for Amazon, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.